find it difficult to be alive, become alive around people. Yeah. Because they all have their agendas, you know. That's funny. I couldn't have timed it any better. Just have to come alive to be alive is so draining if there's no like input. Accompanying input is very important in being alive. Accompanying input. I'm just a drain these last couple of days, you know. Thinking maybe I'm gonna kick off, you know. I think one of my stints is plugging up, and I want to go do that again, or just say, you know, idiots, enough of this shit. And I'm finding it difficult to become alive with people because it's like entertainment. And to draw them in to where they can partake, you know, it's pretty cool, but it's just something on a much larger, grander scale than I've ever thought of, you know. Yeah. Sometimes I would just make the groove, you know. I just can't groove everybody. But baby, it's such a distraction, you know, from God and the things that are moving. But we're just going to have to pull on out of that and rise up to higher elevations. Just that everybody's in on the ends, and everybody just remains so much guilt. It takes away from your freedom. When you're allowed so much, well, you just hang yourself. Robin Williams, I guess he knew the way. Given so much rope because of all the dope and all the whatever you spread, and it got to be a little bit too close to God. So it's like Robin Williams, he chose his death because of things that we just don't know. We have minds and we can think, but then suddenly on the news burst, there's another distraction. There's another distraction. There's another distraction. But what was that first point that we were thinking about? You know, what happened to that? Well, when you talk to somebody about it, it's gone. Yeah, it's I didn't even hear about it. I mean, really. But and this, like with refugees being placed into this world, and there's a distraction, you know. I mean, Mexicans are leaving right now. Well, something must be going down, because why would the Mexicans be leaving? Mexicans should be turning their backs to Mexico, because they never gave them a damn thing. All they got was from America. They should be turning their backs to Mexico and facing America and these new problems coming in. We're going to need help, but there won't be an America for you to go to. Could you imagine that if you don't help? No America to go to. If you cross the border, it'll be treated just exactly like Saudi Arabia, Iran, and all them places over there, whacked out Islamic people, you know. there wouldn't be all these so many millions here sharing the wealth and the joys of America. There'd be like 8 million of you Mexicans dead and long freaking gone. You know? I mean, you just got to get on some original thought together in order to be able to comprehend and everybody join in and complete in a mission, because it's a mission from like God. We become the hands and minds and eyes and feelings of God in order to protect this land and keep it non-Islamic. You know, that's just a fact. That's just the way it is. And until, you know, you understand that, and we start becoming that, because these people already have become that, and they're marching in. What are you going to defend? They're up, climbed over, they're inside your walls. They're all over the place right now. They're building mosques. Remember the forts, like I mentioned before, and the soldiers against the Indians? You know, and the Indians had plenty of people if they could have ever joined together at that time, besides the, you know, where they took out Custer. They thought it was over, because they don't want any part of this. This is war and killing, and it's just horrible. We don't want any part of this. But, you know, you're forcing this action. Wasn't that a terrible thing? And this is why they never killed all the Indians. They had reservations set up because they're very special people with the grace of God. But they're being distracted now with the voices of evil from gambling and that sort, and that money, and that's all evil. Those poor people. But to get people to wake, to stay in the order and the things that must be done right now, it's a joining together. And what do you feel best in God's hands that you can see, you can do, you can pass on, you can be, you know, to keep what we know and to make it further more into the grace of God of freedom and our liberties. But we are not at liberty to, like, mercy kill someone unless they're just at such a dispose that they can't, what, you know, they can't do for themselves. They have a choice. They can be mercy killed. That's fine. That's a self-destruct, but that's already in that mode. So why let the pain carry on, you know, when we can do what we can do? But what can you do? What can you do? I know what I can do, but I can't say on here because, you know, yeah, well, you know, I don't know what's all in helicopters and police outside right now. I know. I mean, I was just fooling the other day, you know, and what? I mean, I don't know what must say, hot damn. Well, you know, but we're going to have, and it's at a time when we don't even have to kill anybody. It's just put up signed information on the walls of the mosque that this is a federal mandated closing of these mosques, and you Muslims must be transported to the nearest FEMA camps, because there is a deadly virus that you people have received because of your halal, or whatever you call that kind of food. They've been poisoning you people. Your own people, your own country has been poisoning you, because once you're here, you have that feeling, that kill, that whatever that book of Quran has given you, you know. They want to take that out, possibly, by poisoning all of you. It's just a big joke and a trick so they can have a little more. And that's why we're closing the mosque. And that's why we're bringing your members to the nearest FEMA camps to have this sorted out. Because it's an infestation. And you don't even know what's among it. Because of the things you've accepted by reading the Quran. And they tell you to be sly and lie, to kill. Now, if that is anywhere in your mind, we will know, because we can read it. We have instruments. And, you know, if you don't repent, there will be 30 days. You will be starving and no water until you just disappear. And that's just the way it's going to be. You know, there's only one God. You know, that's a creation, a creator that created us in this creation. And it's not to be killing. That's number one on the list. What's so hard to understand about that? Now we need to make the move on these moths, to tell these people and have them move, and that's going to have to be taken over. There's no governmental nothing whatever involved. This is we, the people, and saying what needs to be done before there is a disruption and destruction. We're trying to hold it off. Damn, is there anybody listening out there? I don't know. I can print up the signs. I have thoughts on how to lay out things, and I can do that. And yeah, how about be looking for me, and that's what I'll be doing. I'll be pressing these and putting these on them for their warnings that they need to start straightening up their act right now, because there's so many days for the deadline here, and with the deadline we're not giving it out to the last second on those signs, on the mosque, of the warning. You know, the people's warning of the United States of America's people's warnings. We the people. You know, get that line in there somewhere if you straighten it out. But that's got to be shown. This has to be shown, you know, to these people by these types of actions. And we're not here to kill. We're not here to enslave you people. We're not here to rape your babies. I've seen pictures, and it's just like, you know, Facebook, where they don't show everything, thank God. But it's a horror. And you think about you right now with your little babies and your baby girls. Baby boys, they'll be used for like dog meat or something, you know. But the girls, they have sex with these little baby girls. And it kills them. But that was their pleasure in wanting to take that kid out to do that. Now that's what's in these people's minds that have joined. And it's really a horrible thing. It's the worst evil. And it just grows, and it's in those people. They're like mindless, they're heartless, they have no compassion. All they have is this passion to take over however they can. And this is what is just so freaking not. It doesn't need to be here anymore. It needs to be gone, you know. And making this move and signing these and telling these where they're going to have to go, then we're all going to have to distribute and get together on this, because there's 50 states. You know, I cannot hand out these signals and these signs on 50 states of all the months, because there's a bunch of them. And then they've got to make sure you find out where their ward members are located and their addresses, so you can get the influx of those and how they've infiltrated their homes into your neighborhoods. Then you'll know that, you know. And you imagine if you go, you visit these people and talk to them, I wonder if they've got anything to hide, like weapons and ammo and such, you know. Wouldn't be you know, it's a thought to check on, to do it. Just freaking do it. I can't do 50 states by myself, but they need to be warned that there's a closing date for them, and they need to move the hell out, because the mosques are going to be destroyed, you know, because it's just because, just like a pig, poor pigs. But if it was dead there, the swine laying in its guts and its blood and its whatever, you know, they would not build that mosque on that piece of property because of that. Well, because of this piece of property here, what they've installed their mosque on is like a holy ground full of grace and loving. And it's nothing to do with killing at all. Nothing to do with killing. Nothing to do with lying, just to get the takeover, to have some kind of way. That's what's wrong. That's what's totally effed up. And it's going to have to stop. Jeez, I wish there was somebody out there, if I could hear something from somebody commenting, post a sign up, here, click picture, you know, on there. They know by the location of what, who's what, so we're not going to lie about that, but F them, you know. We need to know, because we got to make this connection. If we don't, we're going to lose freedom in America. I mean, there it is. We don't act, we don't do something, we don't start living in this TV and the movies and their bullshit and the news, and we'll be in the news. We'll be making the news because we're going to be doing something to protect God and Christ and forgiven and being reborn in our lives till we have full grace and freedom from the sins that were since past 7 centuries and longer. And these freaking asinine people are still holding on to it. You know, can you get in there anywhere and listen to what the hell I'm saying? Yes or no? Comment me back. Say flipping something. No, I've got some printing to do.